Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. HDM here, and in this video we're going to talk about the recent login and performance problems happening in the Elder Scrolls Online. I've seen many of you comment on my videos over the past few weeks, especially during the Explorer celebration, about how poor the performance of ESO has been lately, and how some of you couldn't even play. Well, it turns out that a lot has been happening behind the scenes. Most of it doesn't even have to do with the latest patch, Update 33. We got a new update from Matt, ESO's game director, which you might have missed, and I thought this was good information to know, so I'm going to cover it here. Plus, he also talks about some quote-unquote makeup rewards as a means of accommodating those who haven't been able to play, so you'll definitely want to watch this. Now, first he goes into detail about the new database sharding system. I'm not going to read this completely because it is long and pretty technical. All you need to know basically is that this new system was designed to separate old accounts that haven't been used in over a year with more recent accounts for players that play more regularly. The system helps to speed up load times for those of you that are playing right now, and it has already been successfully implemented on console. Also, it's interesting to note that PC servers have much larger databases because the game started earlier on PC, and this also includes beta accounts as well. I'll read the rest of Matt's letter from here. So he goes on to say that Update 33 launched last Monday, that's for PC, and the plan was to wait until the dust settled, then enable sharding on PC NA first. On launch day, they tracked the usual in-game bugs and issues that tend to crop up and began to address those, and there were indeed some problems. There were reports of in-game loading screen timeouts and that the activity finder was bogged down. Their first big failure was they chalked these reports up to normal startup issues after a big patch. They increased real-time monitoring and showed the activity finder and other processes were running a bit hot. They would spike up and then return to normal, and they made adjustments both outside of and during primetime hours to try to help these issues, but this made it difficult to pinpoint if the adjustments were working or if primetime population on the server was just easing up. Then they made the second error. They decided to move ahead and enable the sharding that we just talked about on PC NA Mega Server without first addressing the activity finder issues. And all of us who play on PC NA Mega Server know exactly what happened once they flipped that switch to start the sharding process. The entire server slowed down even more during prime time. The database processes got backed up, which meant that all transfers between processes, this is everything, including zoning, got even slower, as well as logging out, and the activity finder became so bogged down it essentially ceased to function at all. So on Tuesday, with the understanding that the problem was probably not connected to database sharding at all, they traced through logs and eventually found where the bottleneck was. The issue was actually caused by a bad, as in failing, network port that was unable to process as much bandwidth as it was configured for. This wasn't a software problem at all, it was a hardware failure that in essence slowed down the entire PC NA Mega server. Tuesday's maintenance was to take that device out of service and reconfigure a replacement, and once that was up, everything returned to normal and the database sharding process ran as intended, behind the scenes and with no player impact. He goes on to say, I know this hasn't been an awesome time for any of you on PC specifically. Many of you were unable to log in to play and take advantage of the Explorer celebration as you otherwise might have. You may have lost time and progress, and to acknowledge that, they're going to be giving out 5 free 150% experience scrolls on the first day of April through the daily login rewards calendar, and they will also be tripling the number of weekly Endeavor seals the week of 4-4 for players on all ESO platforms. So there you go. This is the very recent update explaining the login and other issues that have been affecting ESO players, but particularly those on the PC NA server. I, for one, am glad to hear that they seem to have this fixed, and they've also turned on this new database system, so moving forward on PC NA, loading time should be much quicker as well. I think the calendar reward is going to be really nice. 5 150% experience scrolls is really good. And keep in mind, too, we have the Jesters event coming up next week, so you'll be able to double those up. It's a 100% XP event, plus your 150% XP scroll. This is going to be a great time to level up, starting as early as next week. So that is it. That is the update from the studio's director. As always, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you found this informative, make sure to like, make sure to share this video out. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you're doing well, and I will see you around in the next video.